And well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I am Watu-K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So, the New York Jets have made their first round selection in the 2025 NFL Draft, taking Armand Membou, the offensive tackle from Missouri. And it seemed like, for the most part, even though there were a lot of different draft pundits projecting all these different players to the Jets, it really was all about two players: Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State, or Armand Membou, the offensive tackle. Now, when I did my prediction, my thought was they were going to go with Warren because tight end was just such a need. There's really no credible starter there. You have somebody who could run, who can block, who can catch. But at the same time, you know, you really want to build that wall. I mean, for years now, the Jets have had a revolving door on the offensive line. Last year, it was actually pretty dang good. But as of now, the Jets were slated to go into the season with a combination of Carter Warren, Max Mitchell, Chukwuma Okorafor. Not exactly an inspiring list here. Now, of course, we know every time that a team makes a draft pick like this, there's going to be a good portion of fans that are happy and a good portion of fans who basically want the GM fired on the spot. Here's what I would say to the folks who thought it was going to be pretty much Warren or bust. Couple things here. First of all, again, you need to build the lineup, but the other thing to keep in mind is there are a lot of good tight ends still to come in this draft. You know, Colson Loveland, as I'm recording, has been drafted by the Bears. I expect Tyler Warren to not make it past Indianapolis with their pick. There may not be another tight end taken in this first round. There will still be plenty of good tight ends available in the second round, whether it's Mason Taylor, whether it's Terrence Ferguson, whether it's Harold Fannin, who I think is really not appreciated as much as he should be. So the Jets will still have a very good chance to get a legitimate starting tight end on day 2 of the draft. As far as the tackle class go, it's a lot of left tackles that are available right now. I look at the guys like Josh Simmons, Josh Connerly, Ariante Ursary, all these types of guys. These were left tackles in college. Membou was a right tackle throughout his whole college career. So you don't have that learning curve teaching him to play a new position. And I think that's important with your first round pick. But just talk about Membou for a few minutes. So he has flown up the NFL mock draft database. In late January, he was the number 32 overall prospect. As of the draft week, he was around number 7 or 8. So, you know, he had an amazing combine. His leg power is insane. He runs a 4.91 40-yard dash. His speed is ridiculous. He has a 9.7 broad jump. Translation: he's explosive. He is explosive right off the snap. But it's more than just testing numbers and a great frame, because we've seen all these combine freaks who couldn't play football. In 2024, he was dominant for Missouri, allowed 0 sacks, zero hits, and just 8 pressures on 411 pass blocking snaps. That's insane. And he can block the run super well. 87.6 run blocking grade from Pro Football Focus. And remember, Missouri was playing a pretty good schedule. Alabama, Texas A&M, everybody else in the SEC. And Membou is only 20 years old. So he can't even buy a beer as of right now. Okay, and he's going up against the best college football has to offer. Guys who will be playing on Sunday in the next couple of years, and he whooped them. Okay, he dominates in the run zone game as well as anybody in this draft class. My gosh, he has years of growth ahead of him. He hasn't even played his best football yet. So the fact that the Jets have a new coaching staff, I think, is important. If Keith Carter was getting his hands on this guy, I'd be scared. So is he a little bit raw? Yes. He can get his pad level a little bit lower. You know, moving his feet instead of just leaning will be important. But absolutely, this pick makes a lot of sense for the Jets. So, yes, I'm happy. Is it the pick I would have made? Maybe not, but it was Warren or Membou, and I'm happy with Membou. So if you're a Jet fan who's upset that they didn't draft Tyler Warren, you know what? Plenty of good tight ends left to pick. And now you have a pair of bookend tackles for maybe the next 10 years. Who knows? And the haters like certain former WFAN show hosts should keep that in mind. You win and lose games on the line. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Let's see what the Jets do over the next 2 nights. I will plan to do some recording over the course of the weekend, so please stay tuned. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.